movie time with John DeSando and his friends online. So everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to the bottom. He's gonna let you know if you should stay home or if you should go. Might even yell if it's a spectacle. From San Francisco to Long Island. 'Cause nothing's better than a motion video.
It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John
And
DeSando,
I'm Wayne Miller.
and this is It's Movie Time.
It is. John, what do we have?
Silent night, holy night,
Oh,
shepherds quake.
holy poop is more like it. I'm a D than E, John. And somebody's expecting a nice little Christmas movie.
It's our gift to them.
Oh boy. And I tell you, and there's been mixed reviews about it. That John Woo, the excellent
He's a
action director of
Hong Kong
movies.
auteur.
Oh my goodness, including Mission Impossible 2.
Yes, right.
Plus others, that he does such a... and he is an auteur, but also the maestro of mayhem. As far...
All right, so what's the name of this thing?
Oh, well, Silent Night. Can
Yeah.
you get it from your off-key
Yeah, well,
singing?
sometimes they don't.
Okay.
Sometimes we put them to sleep almost immediately.
But John, I tell you, I like this movie, and thank goodness if we were the only two in the little theater to see it.
Yeah.
And we, as usual, we were our immature elderly selves and just whooped and hollered through the thing.
And per usual, nobody's even heard of the movie, so we're now bringing the word. It's a slasher, mayhem, vengeance,
Yes.
most of all, flick.
And how many have we done this year alone?
Oh yeah,
Revenge
I've got a
movies.
list that we'll talk about in our podcast
I know.
and just go over it. That must be 20 titles, just
Oh.
ones that I think I've seen.
I know it, and you wrote an excellent review for WCBE about this, and this
Thank
is
you.
one thing that, because and you talked about particularly ones that we have seen and reviewed recently, like The Killer and The Equalizer 3.
Yeah, and I think The Killer's a good call because one of the characteristics of this new Woo is the lack of dialogue.
Mm,
And I think in The Killer the same deal.
I think so. Not a lot of dialogue, and also I thought there couldn't be a fight scene in that could beat the one in the Killer. In the dark in the one guy's apartment.
Yes.
But I tell you, this one, Silent Night, has just not one but two knockdown, drag out fist fights. You can hear every bone crunching.
And what I like about it is that it's the first encounter that our protagonist, after having spent 7 months beefing himself up
Yep.
and training off of YouTube
Yes.
about how to fight,
How to fight.
and the
knife
first
fight
one he
and-
gets in contact with gives him a real hard run.
I know, and but I tell you, there is a choreography in all this.
Yes.
Not only the fist fight scenes like that, but also, good grief, it's like a chorus line of killing.
Oh, yeah,
people
that's
getting
good.
shot. But John, I do want to say one thing about this, since you had mentioned about him beefing himself up to wreak mayhem on the gang members that slew his son. And what it really made me think of is not so much some of the, like John Wick and The Killer and The Equalizer, and ones like that. Two things that it reminded me of. One was Charles Bronson in the original
Don't you
Death
think
Wish.
Death Wish, it was really kind of the seedbed for all of this?
Oh, definitely. Somebody who is basically nonviolent. Not a professional like we have in The Killer or The Equalizer or John Wick. Those guys are professional killers. This guy, though, wasn't. And he was so enraged, because of what had happened to his son.
And conveniently shot in the throat by one of the
Yeah.
bad boys,
Yep.
so he couldn't talk.
Yeah, he couldn't talk.
So everything is gonna be just fine. From the top down to the bottom.